Hi, everyone, and welcome to the You Can Be Anything podcast. I'm your host, Solange Che, and thank you for joining me today. Today, I was honored, right, to have heard a yes from one of our Cameroonian artists. And today he's here to talk to us about himself, the things he's engaged in, and just a little advice that he has to throw out there. As you all know, I go out to get these people so they can come up here, share their stories, share their experiences with the goal to inspire and to motivate whoever cares to listen. So today I'm honored to be joined by Young Holiday. Young Holiday is a Cameroonian artist, and I'm going to bring him up so he can talk to us about himself. Thank you so much, Young Holiday, for accepting my invitation, and welcome to the You Can Be Anything podcast.
Oh, thank you very much for inviting me. It's a great honor and pleasure to be on your platform.
Thank you. I appreciate you for saying yes. So I know Young Holiday, I came across your page. I got to talk to you. I've been talking to you for some time now because I admire what you do. But for someone who doesn't know you, or probably they've not come across you, they want to know more about you, who would you say Young Holiday is?
Oh, first off, I would say Young Holiday is a human being from planet Earth. I'm from
Good
this
one.
planet. And I'm a Cameroonian from Bamenda. I'm from the Mogamo region, Widikum, a small village there, Ambele. That's where I'm from. I grew up in Bambili. And Young Holiday is a rapper. Young Holiday is a poet. And Young Holiday is an artist. I do a lot of creative writing, and I'm also a student. I'm currently studying economics, I'm about to get a master's in economics. I'm awaiting defense. I'm hoping October. So that's basically who Young Holiday is.
Amazing. Congratulations again. Shout out to all my Widikum friends out there. There is one of you in the house today. So thank you and congrats on your almost ending masters. And again, in economics, again, I'm a little bit curious, right? Why economics?
Well, for me, it didn't start like I started going to school thinking I was going to do economics. I was just going to school looking for the easy subjects to do. So you just O levels, like, what did I pass well in? Maybe economics, history, literature. You go to A level, it's mostly what can I pass the A levels in? And I think I really got to understand economics when I was doing the master's project, the master's program. That's when I really got to understand what economics is about and what I'm really doing in economics. It's not like I chose to do economics from day one. It was just going to school, doing whatever you can do, what is easy to pass. But right now, I think I'm really loving it. The whole research in it, it's amazing.
Yep, research is a beautiful thing, and you define economics as easy to pass. It's not one of those subjects that I would have called easy to pass. When I was in high school, I also did economics. I did economics, history, and literature. I think that's A3. That's what I studied, but
Yeah,
I did nothing related to economics when I went to the university. But I'm surprised you're referring to it as an easy to pass subject, but it was not. I don't think it was. But again, kudos to that. So now that you're into your master's degree, you're doing more research and you're kind of fine tuning it and specifying and being
yeah.
more specializing in a particular aspect of economics. Congratulations, and I wish you the best in your defense.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Yeah. Young Holiday is an artist. You are a rapper, right? That is the Young Holiday that got my attention. And let's talk a little bit about your genre of music, right? What kind of genre, what genre of music do you sing or do you rap in?
Well, I would like to refer to my genre of music, my genre of rap as conscious rap. Conscious rap is all about creating awareness, emotional awareness, societal awareness, political awareness, any type of awareness we can create using rap music. I also like to define it as storytelling rap. So we are using stories to create awareness and increase the consciousness of the youth and every other generation out there who cares to listen to rap music. So it's just mostly about creating awareness using rap music.
Awesome. You call it conscious rap. You're talking about conscious rap, creating awareness to youth. And this just helps me delve into what I want us to talk about next, which is backside news, right? I know I
Yeah.
met you, I came to know about you when I looked at one of your backside news clips and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I reached out to you and was like, man, I love this thing. And at that time you were looking for sponsors. So you put it out there and look for people to sponsor your backside news episode so that you can have this news because you work with a couple of other people, of other artists. It's not just you that is in this whole backside news clips. I think that it is a beautiful art. And I reached out to you and I was like, hey, I want to be part of this. And that's how I got to know you. And that's how you've ended up today on my platform. Tell us a little bit about this backside news initiative. What inspired it?
Well, I think when you're doing rap in Cameroon, most people, first of all, they consider you a rascal. They consider you wayward. Like, and while growing up, the rap music we used to listen to, it's mostly foreign rap music. So we are drawn to their stories and not really our realities. It's easy for us to just use words like nigger, shit, fuck, mother this in our rap music without knowing what they really mean.
Yep.
So I was trying to do rap music that can relate to our own reality, to our own environment. Rap music that people around you can listen to and say, "Oh, this is my story right here. This is something I know about this thing." And when I looked around, I saw a lot of things were happening that people needed to talk about.
Yep.
Backside news is not just about using rap to report news, but it's actually creating awareness on political stories happening around us. I know a lot of young people are afraid of getting into politics and all that, but we can still use music to push the agenda forward. So the topics we choose in backside news, the stories we pick up, it's mostly factual news. It's not like just news. It's something that you can verify using newspapers. And we try to create arguments around political topics, economic topics, and things mostly affecting Cameroonians. So the backside news just came up with us trying to do rap music that can relate to our community and to the people around us.
That is beautiful. And again, I pray that you could keep doing this. I pray your team continues to work on this. And I also pray that I know that every day you're looking for sponsors, people to sponsor these episodes. And I hope that somebody listening to us today will be able to say, yeah, I want to sponsor a clip or an episode of Backside News. It is an amazing piece. So if you're listening to me and you've not watched any of this, please go check out Young Holiday's Facebook page. He has these episodes of Backside News there. They are very, very captivating. So it's one thing that I will watch and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. It is beautiful art by ours, using our own information, our own news. It's very relatable, which is what I personally found very cool. Because as you said, sometimes when you listen to rappers, we tend to migrate a little bit away into the Western raps, into the Western words. So use Western words in it. But then it feels good to listen to a rapper that raps, and in your language, whatever parole you're using in your rap, we can hear things that are relatable to us, right? We can hear Cameroonian lingua franca, whether be it your mother tongue, be it in Pidgin, be it in French, in English, everything. But again, being able to use words that are identifiable, words that are relatable. And to be honest, that is what caught my interest on Backside News. And I really love the initiative. So please check it out if you have not yet. Check out Backside News on Young Holiday's Facebook page. And let's go a little bit again. That was your inspiration. When we talk to artists, like when did you start doing music? I want to use that to segue into another topic. When did you say your love for becoming a rapper? Is that something that came up as a result of, hey, maybe this university, I'm a university, I need to do something on the side? Or is it something that you have continuously done together with your education? How did you get into rap?
Well, I would say from the very beginning, it was just more about my elder brothers were into rap music. They brought the idea of producing music when I was still really young. I think I was like 11 years old back then. So it's
Wow.
been like 20 years ago. So they brought the whole idea of rap music. Back then, it was just I would say we fell in love with the lifestyle of American rappers. It was
Mhm.
not really about their words, their stories. It was just the lifestyle, baggy jeans, sagging pants, and all that. So it's just cool. It's just a cool thing you can do. And they were getting a lot of girls in school. So you're
Mhm.
like, oh, maybe it's,
Yeah, I bet that
yeah,
girls used to admire those things. They loved all those guys. I used to call them boom boom cha. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, so they're getting the girls, the happening people. So I
Yeah.
started following them to the studio back then, started skipping school once in a while, going to the studio. I've always been good with writing and poetry and storytelling. So I I was just trying out my luck, like, okay, let me try out this thing. Let's see how it goes. And I was not very good back then. I was not good. I was what most people would call a whack rapper. Like I was really bad at it. Then
That's
I
good.
think with time I got to enjoy, like I started loving the storytelling of rap music. I think that's when I really got interested in rap music. Like, okay, this is something I can do. When I started hearing the words of rap music, when I started following the artists' lifestyles, what are they really rapping about? When I got in contact with Lil Wayne, when I got in contact with people who are now bringing consciousness into the rap music, I think that's when I really got interested in it. And I think that's like 28, but I started releasing music online 2015 when I was done from my first degree. Then I joined the first record label, Vanilla Tunes. We're just a group of friends who had a dream and created a record label, and we started doing music. So that's when I really started releasing songs professionally, and it's been great since then. It's been an amazing journey, and right now we just keep improving on the music. We keep improving on ourselves, and we try to maybe do something with music that people can listen to and say, well, it's our story.
Yep. That is good. And again, it's a process, right? You've talked about how you
Yeah,
started on it. Again, one thing I talk about on this platform is trusting the process. There is no get rich or get there fast thing now. I don't believe in that. I believe in a process because that process refines you to becoming the best version of what you're looking for. And I'm happy that you're
yeah,
going through that process. You can if you compare your music, the music you did in 2015 and the music you're doing today, I bet you that these are they are not the same. And that's because you've gone through that process. That refinement is taking place. And I'm happy that you have that in mind and you keep working on it. Right. So you did mention Lil Wayne. Would you say when it comes to globally, who would you say is your global inspiration in rap music? Let's forget about your brothers because that is family, right? I'm sure your brothers also are inspired by someone. So when we talk
yeah.
of global inspiration, who would you say is your global inspiration when it comes to rap music?
Well, I would say I have different people inspiring me at different times
Okay.
when it comes to rap music. So there are different times where I get inspired by different people according to the reality of the moment.
Yeah, okay.
So I would think when I just started rapping, there was this rapper Ace Hood. He was not popular, but I just liked his flow and all of that. Then later on, I was like, nah, this is not really the vibe I'm going into. Then
Mm-hmm.
I think after that, I met Lil Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
and Lil Wayne has really shaped my whole lyricism, my whole storytelling, a lot of things about how I compose my lines. It's
Mm-hmm.
really about Lil Wayne. Then later on came Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. And I think those are the people presently now I listen to a lot. Like globally, it's Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, the consciousness in their lyrics, the topics they choose to talk about, the things they choose to address in their music.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Then if we come down to Africa,
Thank you. I was
in
going to say that.
Africa, yeah, if we come back to Africa, I think it's always been Emma Baga.
Mm-hmm.
I think MI his music has always been what I go to when I want to find inspiration, when I want to get that feeling, get that thing. Then I met Caspar Noves and Nasty C. I think those are the three people I listen to in Africa the most. Then down to Cameroon. I think the person that really got me going is Jovi. I
Jovi,
listen to a
isn't
lot
he
of
people's
Jovi.
rapper papa? Whenever I talk to any
Yeah,
rapper, they mention Jovi. That's good.
yeah, I listened to a lot of Jovi back then. Then I have a
Mhm.
friend of mine, Benny Clancy. He's a really, really good rapper. He's just not releasing music, but he's like one of the best rappers I've ever met and I've ever listened to. So he really inspired me a lot. I met him around 2015 and we grew together in the rap business. We wrote songs together. We learned most of the things we know about rap together. Then you have my brothers.
That's nice. Lucky you. You have the people around you to give you the inspiration you need. That is good. I love that you go wide and you narrow down. Like you know what you're looking for, and you're able to identify these people that motivate you, that you go to listen to their songs to get the inspiration to do what you're doing, right? We all need inspiration to do, especially when it comes to creative art. You're great. You talk about
That's true.
writing. So you say you're also a poet, so which means that even you write the songs you sing, your lyrics are it's your original work. You're your own writer,
Yeah,
correct? Oh,
yeah,
great.
I'm the one who writes.
Your songs. Oh, that's nice. Now, okay, this is you. You go out to these people for inspiration. You come and you sing, you do what you do. If I were to ask you today that, which again, I want to bring it to Cameroon, right? Again, I love the aspect that at least you have a Cameroonian artist that inspires you, which in this case you've said is Jovi, right? If you were to think in Cameroon about collabo, I love collabos. When I see artists working together, I don't care if it is what we call A list, B list, C list. I don't really worry about those things. But to me, it's a fact that when I look at a clip and I see artists working together, singing stuff together, in fact, my best Cameroonian songs, no matter the genre, are the songs that have been sung by people, by more than one artist. For some reason, those things
Yeah,
just attract me. I
that's
love
true.
them. If you were to collaborate with a Cameroonian today, in let's say your collabo dream were to come true, who would that person be? Who would you think is gonna be like, yes, I did it?
I think it's always going to be Jovi. I think
Jovi, I hope
it's
you
always,
heard Young Holiday. Young Holiday wishes
it's
to
always going
collaborate
to
with
be
you.
Jovi. Yeah, but there are other artists I would love to collaborate with. I've collaborated with most of the artists that I grew up listening. I've collaborated with most of the rappers that I really enjoy their music and I love their vibe and sound. I think we have done a lot of things together, which I'm really grateful for. I mean, thanks to Mike Monster, Boy Tag, One Shape, Blueprint Akim. So those are most of the rappers that I really listened to back here in Cameroon,
Yeah,
and I'm grateful to have collaborated with all of these people already.
yeah.
But I think that one collabo, which I'm still waiting for, I think it's definitely Jovi.
Awesome. Shout out to Mike Monster. I do see him. And Jovi, I bet that you're going to listen to. I'm going to make sure that you hear this part of this podcast and you know that Young Holiday is looking forward to collaborate with you and you're going to make that possible for us, your listeners, and for us, your fans. So I'm hoping that that day will come and you'll make this young man's dream come true. So again, thank you so much, Young Holiday. I love your sincerity. I love your openness. I love the way you talk. And the reason I appreciate these things is just as you said earlier on, right? When you hear of rappers, what people tend to think is that they are rascals. But listen to how soft spoken you are. You get it? And you're right. That is just a cultural thing that has been put in our heads that, hey, rappers
Yeah,
are rascals, right? I think growing up in Cameroon, that is the mindset that we grow in looking at rappers. But
yeah, that's
today,
true.
with the exposure that we have today, we see that that is a myth. That is so wrong. That is a very wrong way to look at things. And again, I really do appreciate your openness and your sincerity as we go through this. Right. And one thing that I cannot let you go without talking about is some of the challenges. And again, one of the reasons I bring this up is because there are tons of other young Cameroonians like you out there who are working their way. You have a family, fortunately for you, you have brothers who are into this, so you have the support system. And on your low days, you have people that you can sit and gist with, and you could just talk about the struggles, right? But then, when it comes to you, what are some of the challenges that in this space that you feel that you're encountering in this space of being a rapper in Cameroon?
Oh, let me see. I think I would say the first biggest challenge is making good music. I
Mhm.
think that's the first big challenge. Like making a song and it comes out sounding good is not easy. It's really hard. You have to go through a lot of writing, re-recording, trying again, giving to people so they can listen and tell you what they think. Mostly people just listen and be like, this thing is trash. What stupid song is this? So making a good song is a really big challenge. It's not easy. Then there's the next big challenge, which is the obvious one, financial challenges. Doing music is not cheap.
Yep, not
Music
at all.
never comes cheap. Like it never comes cheap. To do a single project, it costs way above 1 million. And it's not like you do it and get money from it immediately.
Yeah.
And then there's the third challenge, convincing people to change the way they used to see things into seeing things in another way. Unfortunately, we live in a world where we are not competing with Cameroonians. We are competing with an image of what people have built in their heads, how celebrities, as they call it, are supposed to
The
act, they are supposed to be.
Mhm.
And while they were growing up, they knew really successful celebrities. Like when you say I'm a rapper, what comes to the person's mind is, okay, this person is competing with J. Cole, this person is competing with Drake. And when they see you out there, when they see you in your day to day life, they expect you to represent like a smaller version of J. Cole to them. And it's one of the hardest things, convincing people that, okay, no, I'm not any celebrity. Don't compare me to anybody. I'm just
You're who
one
you
guy in your
are.
cartel.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just normal me in your cartel. We used to grow up together. We are still growing up together. Nothing has changed. Don't be judging me based on why is this guy still working on foot. He was supposed to have a car. It's not like you're having a car. We are both still working on foot. Don't be judging me based on. So it's really hard to convince people to change the way they already have this celebrity thing in their heads. It's very hard to live with the standards they put for artists to live in. And I think the first challenge would be succeeding as a human being, not really as a rapper. Life in general is hard. It's
Person.
not like rap is the hardest thing out there. Life entirely is hard. And what most of us artists fail, we do not fail in music. We mostly fail in life. Like you fail in being a decent, rich, comfortable
Human
human
being.
being. Then you blame it on music. It's not music that is making you broke. It's just you're one lazy person entitled and then you're broke. So I think artists have to first of all succeed as human beings, be an okay human being, be a hardworking human being before trying to succeed as artists. If not, you just keep blaming people for things which you could have solved maybe 5, 10 years ago. And maybe you would be more comfortable doing music if you didn't have to beg to do music, I think. I think those
Yeah.
are mostly the challenges.
Wow. If you say, Young Holiday, you're an amazing person. I'm somebody that loves to give accolades. And the reason I do that is when I listen to people, right? That's one thing I do well. I listen to people. Just listening to you
That's not,
talk, you are a great person. You have a great mind. You are a very smart young man. And I pray that you stay in these shoes. When you're talking about these challenges, yes, you mentioned the first two, those that is true. The finances will always be the problem. That is true. When you came to your third point of challenges, that's where you I want to hone a little bit on that. Familiarity breeds content. One thing that is for sure is that one of the challenges I've heard people talk about it is the fact that our artists, us Cameroonians, we take our artists for granted a lot because this young man is working It's walking around in the quartier with you. You could just walk. You feel that because he makes music. Maybe you are a teacher. He's an artist. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to just automatically start driving a Rolls Royce now because you're a musician.
Exactly.
Life does not work like that, right? And one of the challenges that I've seen in our community is this whole how much people support each other. You get it? Because you went to school with someone and you have that familiarity with them, the tendency for them to support you is very low. You want
Yeah.
you be rest assured that the people that will support you the most, again, I'm talking about Cameroon because it is my land, it is where I grew up. The people that will support you the most in Cameroon are the people that do not even know you. The ones that know you, the ones they just, that's what I say, familiarity breeds contempt. They take you for granted. They want to compare you with the Drakes and the stuff. No, that is wrong. You're a musician in Cameroon. You're making music based in Cameroon and doing stuff. Let's appreciate our own Cameroonian standards. Yes, do we want our artists, our rappers like Young Holiday to be able to get into making all those again when it comes to making videos and stuff? You will get there. People are getting there slowly but surely. But one thing I love you for, Young Holiday, is that you believe in the process. You trust the process. And I pray that you just keep doing what you're doing consistently and move on with it. You're right to say there is a level of entitlement. It is true. That is a canker worm in our community. But the fact that you know it, it's just a way to show us that you know what you're doing and you're going to aim at it and you're going to be a successful. And to me, you're already a successful person because you know what you want and you know what you're aiming at. But then we want to look at growth. You're going to grow in what you're doing. And that is what I wish for you, for real.
Thank you
Right.
very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Identifying those challenges is good. For those who listen to this, who are listening to this, we all know these challenges and we all know the ways in which we can help eradicate some of this, right? It is our duty as your people's fans, it's our duty as people who come and talk to you to be able to bring these things out and make them public so that there are people out there who are willing to sponsor. There are people out there who are willing, they listen to your music, they like it, and like, hey, I want to sponsor this young man. They might not be on social media. That's why you'll see someone like me who create a platform like this and bring you up and say, hey, let's talk about these things. The goal is to give you the exposure, to encourage people to listen to ours, and also to understand where you're coming from, get your mind frame. What is he thinking about? What are his plans? And that is what the people who love to sponsor love to look into. So I'm so happy that you're open and you're talking yourself out. I really appreciate it. Right.
Thank
Tell
you
me,
very much.
yeah, any upcoming projects? Is there anything upcoming? Is there anything you're working on that is exciting you? That is like, hey, I gotta do this. Cannot wait to release this.
Yeah, I have a lot of things I'm working on. Currently, I just did a song with Loic For another really great
Oh, I love
artist in
that young man. He's another amazing. I'm
Cameroon.
actually trying to
Yeah.
learn his dance steps for that song. The day I get it, I don't care if that song is 10 years old, but the day I get those dance moves, I'm gonna post it. Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. So we just did a great song together. We are trying to work on a video to release it. Then I did a song, an international collaboration with Lyrica Joe, a Ghanaian rapper. I think he got Best Ghanaian Rapper this year. So I really cannot wait to release that. Then there's a movie I'm working on. I'm working on a movie. It's a kind of musical movie,
Yep.
which right now I'm putting together the crew and the artist and everybody. I think by October we'll be doing the filming and
Yay.
production of the movie. Yeah,
Oh, that is
so
exciting. Let me cut you short, but that is exciting. I'm already looking forward to that. So please.
yeah,
That's cool.
it's a really great story. And I'm also working on an EP, which I'm hoping to release soon. And the EP has really great artists on it. It has Fido on it. It has Awu on it. I'm hoping to get Renew on the EP. I think her team already said yes to it, so
Yay.
I'm just waiting. So I think there's a lot coming up. Then there's a short story which I have. It's it's like a narrative. but it's a story using rap to narrate a story,
Hmm.
which I think will be coming up in maybe a month from now. The video is already done. We're just trying to cut some few
Yeah.
things to put it out. So there's a lot of exciting things coming up.
Awesome. I'm excited for you just listening to just hearing you say all of these things. And so, hey, if you're listening here, I do follow you on Facebook. Is there any other place where someone can find you? Would you say Facebook is your most active platform with all your current updates?
Yeah, I think Facebook is the most active, but you can also find me on Twitter, Young Holy. You can find me on Instagram, it's Young Holy Official. You can find me on YouTube, Young Holiday, and on TikTok.
You're
I
forgetting your
forgot
TikTok handle.
my TikTok handle. I'm
That's
really not
fine.
I'm really
That's
not
okay.
used to TikTok,
We can add
but
it to the description. I follow you on Facebook and I see all what you're doing there. And so please do check out
yeah.
his Facebook page too, so that you're informed, right? Follow his page so you're informed of all of these great things that he's talking to us about. I think that there is a lot in what our young Cameroonian artists are doing, right? Again, don't blame me for calling Young Holiday Young. His name says Young, so I call him Young. Okay, so there is a lot that he does, and I think that he needs our support. He deserves our support. Right, he has earned it in a way that we want to follow up and make sure that we are seeing this. To me, as I said earlier on, it was the whole backside news. That thing swept me off my feet. I enjoyed it so much. And if he's working on other projects now that are coming up, please let's stay tuned and give him the support that we need. Young Holiday, I would love for you to, again, if you follow the online space, because someone like me, I've been a little bit more involved online on social media the past 3 years, like 2020 till now. I've always been there, but I became more active, which means I now hop onto different platforms. I listen to what people are saying. I like more. I'm more involved. And one of the challenges that you'll hear people talk about is how it's hard to work together in Cameroon, right? What advice do you have as an artist in Cameroon, as a rapper in Cameroon, to other artists? I don't care whether they are A-lists. Again, as I told you, to me, a good artist is a good artist, and anybody can become A-list at any time, right? Everybody has their
So,
moments in this making of history. Okay, so if you were to throw an advice out there to your artist colleagues, what do you have to tell them?
well, let's see. First off, I'll tell them to focus less about being celebrities and focus more on creating good art. Like there's a certain depth that truly our music lacks. There's a certain artistic depth, cultural depth, intellectual depth, emotional depth that our music is lacking. And most of that is because most of us in Cameroon, we listen to trending music. We digest trending music. People don't really go back home and listen to body of work of other artists. And when you get to listen to other artists, their body of work, the trending songs are usually the ones that are easy to learn. But in
Mhm.
their art, there's a lot of depth in every other track.
Yeah.
But since I think here we mostly listen to the trending songs, so every artist is trying to be the trending artist, and it waters down the depth of the music.
Hmm.
So the art is not really deep. Like you listen to most of our music, and you can tell that this person is just trying something out. You cannot know an artist through their music. You cannot listen to an artist's music and say this person is going through maybe depression, this person is going through mental health issues, maybe this person has breakups in their lives. You cannot really listen and know what their lives are about. You just listen to love songs about my baby, trending topics. So I think most artists should come back to the arts, like forget about being celebrities and just do good music. Try to listen to themselves more. Try to listen to your inner person speaking to you. What story do you really want to tell the world? And I think it's going to increase the depth of our music. It's it has to come from within. It's not something we can look at Nigeria or look at anywhere and copy. It has to come from inside. People have to listen more to themselves.
Awesome. That is good. I've heard that. I've heard somebody say that as well. So I'm happy that you're putting more light on this. The fact that many of the songs that come from home these days are very superficial. They're just like scratching on top. You don't get that depth that you're talking about. Like, hey, what is the emotion in this music? And I know in one of the platforms I was listening to last week, someone they were talking about this whole 80-20 thing, which is not what I want to talk about here today, but that was a topic. And this guy had mentioned that he wants to listen to Cameroonian music, right? But he wants to listen to music that brings out an emotion in him, that he will listen to music that makes him feel something. He's not going to listen to music because it's made by a Cameroonian artist. He's going to listen to music that
Exactly.
he can relate with, that makes him feel an emotion. And I felt that what that guy said was deep. And this is the same thing you're saying today, which means that our artists need to take into consideration what are people looking for. People are looking for songs that they can internalize, songs that they can use for, as you just said, you give an example of depression. Somebody might be in a state where they're having difficulties. They want to listen to music that will take it down there, like it will be deep, not something that just scratches. Now we've heard love, now I love you, I love me. All of those things are things that we've heard now and again. That is love to me. It's even very superficial. It's not. So I just feel like what you've said now is very important, and that your fellow artists, your fellow colleagues are going to really take this to heart and do and make more effort putting in themselves, like let the music come from within. And when they do that, they're going to gain more of our of the listeners, the fans, right? And we will not be struggling with this whole support your own thing anymore. It's going to be a natural thing. I will listen. For example, you do not have to sell backside news to me. You did not. But when I listened to it, I was like, wow. Some of the words used in there, like just words that I'm like, wow, this is so relatable. You get it? That's how we want our music to be. Then we'll not even struggle with, hey, it has to be 80 or 20 or 60 or 40. No, we'll not do that. It will be natural. So again, thank you for
Exactly.
that shout out. I'm happy that you brought that up. That is beautiful. Thank you a lot. And another thing you said that again, if you don't mind to put a little bit of light on that, I think was really good, is the fact that we have to be humans first, right? As an artist, you have to be an okay human being first. It begins with you. When I talk on this podcast and I say you can be anything, right? The reason I call this podcast that name is because I believe that it begins with you. It is you first. And I don't know, what does that mean to you, Young Holiday, when you say an artist needs to be themselves first? They have to be an okay artist first, an okay person first, before thinking of becoming a successful artist. Can you throw a little bit of light on that? I want to trigger your mind a little bit to hear more.
Okay, so mostly people follow artists because they're able to reflect maybe their pain, their sorrows, their successes, and all of that. And so the people look at you like a mirror so that they're looking at you to see something in themselves, in you.
Mhm.
And if really you don't have anything in you, then you cannot expect people to look at you and anything reflects off. So you're supposed to have something in you. There's supposed to be this personality in you, which somebody will look at and then say, oh, I like how this person is doing this. And that's why I relate to what he's singing about.
Yes.
And this thing, this whole personality usually comes from a lot of inside searching. It comes from you really asking yourself the question of, okay, who am I? Why am I doing this? What story do I want to tell? Is my story important enough to tell? And when you sing from that perspective, when you're from the perspective of who am I and what do I want to tell, you're not trying to guess what is in people's heads. You're not trying to sing what you think people want to hear. You're singing what you want to tell. And I think it's that originality that actually reflects to people. That's what people reflect when they get your music. The thing which you're truly saying, not what you think they want to hear. Like I hear a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people say, well, I think people want to hear this kind of music right now, so I'll give it to them. But if it's not what you want to say, then it's probably not what they want to hear. Just
Yeah,
say what you want to say. And the people who relate to it
we
will relate
relate.
to it. Those who
Wow.
don't get
Man,
it from
you're
somebody else.
amazing. You are amazing. Like, this is beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. There is one thing that you get to do on my podcast. It is that opportunity. You're already a mic person, right? You already know how to talk into the mic. But this is me being taking the position of the most important person in the world and telling you, like, hey, young Holiday, I'm giving you the mic. You're not talking to artists, you're talking to people. You're talking to whoever cares to listen to this episode of You and I today. What is that one thing that if you have the opportunity to stand on that big podium and talk to the world today, what is, you were given less than a minute, like, hey, you have this time to talk to the world. What is that thing that you're going to tell people out there? Speak it.
Oh, that's a that's a difficult one. That's like one Christ. It's like one Jesus Christ burden to bear. But I think I'll mostly just tell people to be simple and let love lead. Just just be simple and let it be about love. I think if we are able to have enough love in our hearts and we are able to express enough love, most things will fall in place. Is just be simple and let it be about love. Just let love lead. I think that's what I would tell them.
Awesome. That says a lot, right? There is a lot in little things. Sometimes you don't even need too many words. And again, it just boils down to, hey, we need to be good to each other, right? We need to be kind to each other. And again, I appreciate you for that. Do I want to let you go without you giving us a little something? Do you mind? Do you think you want to give us a little bit, just rap something for us, one of your songs, anything that you feel confident? I think I want to hear. And for those who are listening, that might be that one thing that lets them to go look up Young Holiday. Do you mind? I know this is impromptu. I didn't tell you I was going to do this, but I love to surprise people.
Okay, let me think. Uh, let me just do it in a form of maybe a freestyle, a rap
Yep.
freestyle.
Yeah, freestyle is good.
Okay, right now I'm talking to Madame Solange on You Can Be Anything. And she's telling everybody to go out there and chase a dream. Because as little kids, we've always known that we are meant to be more. And she asked me what I'd like to tell the world, and I told them just be simple and make it about love. And she said that was amazing. I said, yeah, I'm forever blazing the fire on me like I'm the Holy Ghost. And I'm just hoping that I can get to every goal because I'm looking at your t-shirt. It says something like swanky. And I know people look at me, they see something like swaggy, and you're smiling right now. And that really got me. And I hope you love the freestyle because it's coming from the heart. That's it.
Thank you so much, Young Holiday. Yes, I'm wearing swanky Stan Lion. You see, you should thank me for wearing swanky, right? Rocking swanky every day. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
that's
This was
awesome.
beautiful. I do appreciate the
Thank
effort. I know
you.
we've tried this a couple of times and you've made the time for us to talk. This is like, again, it's a holiday for me today. And I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. I love that I have spent this time with you today. And I definitely appreciate you for creating the time.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me. It's been a really amazing conversation.
Awesome. This is beautiful. Thank you.